August was kind of dope for me. I'm gonna tell you all about it. Mind, body, spirit, how I'm evolving, what I've learned, what I watched, listened to, all those good things, favorite things that I've encountered this month. But I also want you to grab a journal and reflect with me on the month of August 2023. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, I'm so happy to have you here. If you're new to me, welcome. My name is Melanie Santos. I am a mind, body, spirit, energy educator, an energy practitioner, bruja, clairvoyant seer, neurodivergent Latina mom, making a very intentional and beautiful life here in New York City, where I was born and raised. That's just a little bit about me. If you want to learn more about me, go to my website. But let's get into this video. I want to start with my mental health. Let's talk about my mind in August 2023. I want to start off with talking about one of the coolest things that I did this month. Just because I think it's really important to, yes, have gratitude, but have like real gratitude. Like really check your blessings. Like be really honest about like the blessings that you experience on a daily. Y'all, I checked something off of my bucket list that I've been wanting to do. I did it with 3 of my closest girlfriends. I freaking hiked the Rocky Mountains. Like not like with like the palitos in the mountains and like right, not that, maybe someday, but we climbed the Rocky Mountains, like drove up as high as we possibly could, and then literally just like walked through the mountains to different valleys and zones of it and experienced the beauty together and sweat and experienced altitude sickness for days at a time. And even that stuff, like the hard stuff, was like really, really, really amazing. Like it's so cool when you're like, damn, it would be really dope if I get to do this in my lifetime. And then it just like happens. I wanted to talk about that in the mind section because it was an opportunity for me to, again, count my blessings and really experience the contrast. As we've accepted this like journey of trying to align with a higher timeline and we're committed to evolving and going forward, it can get really easy to only have like tunnel vision towards the future. And I do think it's really important to look at like where we've come from and how that served us. And so being in Colorado with my girlfriends, when like my kid is in Florida and my husband is in Brooklyn and I'm just still feeling free, was a big moment for me. Staying in this house with my girlfriends and making sure that they knew I needed time to meditate and, you know, sit with my sadhana before we headed out for the day, it was a big deal for me. All of that to say, it was a big deal for me to see myself and to experience myself like that, because asking for what I need has always been really difficult for me and continues to be in little areas of my life. But I've been working on it for a very long time. And it was really cool to like experience the ways that my mind has evolved, like the ways that like, yeah, I'm spending a lot of money on therapy. Yeah, I, you know, live this life and try to really live intentionally. And not only that, but teach it and teach people to also live very intentionally and live in a way that prioritizes the breaking of patterns and certain mindsets that no longer serves us. But then to live it and then to actually, to experience it, to take a moment to breathe and to be like, oh shit, I'm actually doing this. Like things are actually different than they used to be, was super dope. In my last video where I was reflecting on July 2023, which was such a good and fun video, you gotta watch that. Even if we're in like August or September, or October, whenever you're catching up with these videos, watch that one. That one has a lot of wisdom in it. I said that I wanted to release pressure, that I wanted to focus on everything happening in divine time and using the resources and connections I have now to push into higher timelines. I also said that I wanted to call in an easeful and beautiful close to the summer of 2023. I cannot say that I did that, to be very, very honest with you and to be very honest with myself. Like the pressure is very much rising. I feel like it's like right here, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, which is also like part of like me experiencing the ways that I've changed and the ways that I'm evolving. Even though the pressure can sometimes feel like it's choking me a little bit, I am leaning into it. I am leaning into it with gratitude because I've done so much work. I've done so much self-reflecting, having hard conversations with myself and with others, going to therapy, reading the books, listening to the podcast, like doing all this remembering work to be able to be in this position where life, the universe, God, spirit is putting me in this position where like I get to shift into higher timelines. And I think that's really awesome that I am in the state of mind right now that I get to think that way, because I was not that person 2 years ago. Like shifting into higher gears right now is inevitable for me. And although that can be scary and I'm definitely tapping into moments of fear, like how fire is that? Like you're setting intentions and praying for freedom and for love and for all these beautiful things, and you feel like you're being ripped away from one place to be put in another. How fire? It's fire. Like it's fire. It's so amazing that I have the privilege of being moved in this way. And for that, I will always have gratitude. So I'm leaning into it with gratitude, and I'm trying my best to work through the fear and to show up as I need to show up for these blessings to really come into fruition for me. As I'm recording this right now, we are in the middle of a super full blue moon in Pisces, and I've been very dreamy, as it makes you. I've been very like reminiscing. I mean, you could tell in my hair and in my outfit today. As I was getting ready, I was listening to like Lupe Fiasco Food and Liquor album, If You Know, You Know. And I ended up like slicking my hair and like putting my door knockers on and like this tight white tee. Like I literally am dressed like I am going to third period math class in high school. And I think that's a product of like what the energy is doing to me and how I'm sort of just like flowing with it. So now that I'm in this like reminiscing state of mind, I think I'm also getting a chance to honor those unhealed parts of me, right? We always talk about honor your inner child and like heal your inner child. And I have done so much inner child work and inner child healing. It's like one of the reasons why I'm able to do videos like this today and why I'm able to do the work that I do, because I've done and committed myself to doing so much inner child work. But now I'm fully in the era of like honoring and healing, and have been for a while, honoring and healing my inner teenager. And so the reason why I think I'm feeling a lot of this pressure and having to work through these really resistant bouts of fear is because that's connected to who I used to be at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And so I'm not gonna rush it. Like again, I'm leaning into it with gratitude and trying to really hone in on the tools that I've worked to acquire up to this point. As September rolls in, I am definitely focusing on the fact that with shifting into higher gears comes making self-care like even more a priority. Specifically to me as a highly sensitive person, like making nervous system regulation really a priority, especially as again I'm working through like healing inner teenager stuff and working through fear and working with pressure. Like that pressure can definitely make you feel like you're gonna explode, and I've been there before, and that for me always results in depression and anxiety. I have a whole video on high sensitivity and how to thrive as a highly sensitive person where I talk about all that. So if you resonate with that, that's definitely a video that you want to go watch, because I share so many tools, so many insights, even sharing scientific data that like backs everything up that I'm saying. Yeah, I am looking forward to prioritizing deeper nervous system regulation. I've already kind of stepped into it. You know, my sadhanas have been longer. I've been sitting in meditation longer. I've been drinking more water. I've been paying attention to moments where I feel anxious or kind of out of my body, what I'm doing, who I'm around, how much sleep I've gotten, like just sort of like backtracking and making sure that I'm doing the things that I need to do for me. Besides that, the seasons are shifting. Like I live in New York, we have all 10 seasons. Whoever told you that there's 4 in New York is bullshit. We have like 10 or 12 seasons here. When the seasons change, our self-care has to change too, because we are cyclical beings. Like just like plants, the seasons are shifting, and I'm noticing like what plants in my house have to move to different areas just because they need a little less or more sunlight, a little less or more water, a little fertilizer situation. Like we need to care for ourselves in the same ways. So ask yourself, where do you need to move things around? What's your fertilizer? Like what's going to help you grow deeper roots and also grow towards more light and grow your shine almost in a way? What's your fertilizer? That's a great reflection prompt. Like as these seasons change, what are the tools, resources, relationships, connections that you can reach towards that are going to nurture you right now as you shift into higher gears? As we shift into fall, I'm looking at the trees right now, just like blowing, and some of the leaves are starting to change color and starting to blow off, which like kind of makes me a little sad. Fall for me is always about turning the tables almost. Like I'm going from spending most of my time outside to spending most of my time inside. It's like switching that and switching the routines, making sure that I prioritize spending time outside. Because when I start to spend too much time inside, I can cause my own depression, I basically pave my own road toward depression because I am either understimulated or overstimulated. And again, I talk about all that in that highly sensitive video, so definitely go watch that. My kid is starting first grade. I have goals and routines that I want to prioritize, and I'll talk about that next in the body section. So fall's gonna be interesting, and I wanna really make it the best so that my mental health is the best that it can be. Moving forward into September, I wanna release overanalyzing. We are in Virgo season right now, and I very much flow with the energy of the seasons, and I can get into a space of overthinking, and I'm conscious that it's not a divine trait. Overanalyzing is a fear-based tactic that the ego uses to try to comfort itself as it tries to make sense of what is triggering it. And that goes hand in hand with trying to make sense of your journey. And sometimes we just have to have blind faith. We just have to be delusional. So Delulu is the Salulu, and I really want to lean into that. And I'm calling in patience with myself because being faithful is not easy, especially as a neurodivergent person. Like things need to make sense, things need to be in order for me to feel comfortable, and it's not always going to be that way. And so lots of patience with myself, and lots of organizing, making myself and my life cozy so that as shit hits the fan, I was gonna say when, but shit is always hitting the fan. As shit hits the fan, I know that I'm gonna be okay. Because I am. Now pause the video and reflect on what you're releasing and calling in next month in regards to your mental health. Now let's get into the body, reflecting on my physical health and wellness in August of 2023. In my July reflections video, I said that I wanted to release lack of structure. So working out more consistently, eating healthier, just like more consistency. I didn't do that, y'all. I'm not even going to GU. I didn't. I went to Colorado, then I came back home, did a little bit of work and did some stuff here. Then I celebrated my anniversary, my 6th anniversary. I was chilling with my husband, and then I packed and made my way to Florida, and I literally just came back from Florida last weekend. I was spending time with my family, spending time with my friends, eating great food. Like it didn't work out that way, but in my defense and in my reflections, I think I've needed deep rest for a very long time. For years even, and I haven't really gotten to give myself that for a long amount of time. Like I've given myself pockets of rest, and hold up, let's define what I mean by rest. I think in conversations about self-care and self-love and evolution and our journey and all these beautiful things that we talk about on this channel and in my work, I think one of the most important things that I talk about that not a lot of people talk about is defining what rest means for you. Because rest does not always mean lying down. It doesn't always mean Netflix and chill. It doesn't always mean bubble baths. Like, defining rest means asking yourself what your mind, body, and spirit need to feel free. As a neurodivergent person, defining rest for me depends on where I am in my stimulation. If I am highly stimulated, then I need to destimulate. And for me, that might mean watching Seinfeld from start to finish for the 27th time. Or it could mean taking or prioritizing spiritual baths. It can mean reading a book in silence. It could mean staying home and not seeing anyone. If I am understimulated, then it means actually prioritizing going outside. It could mean going to a show. It could mean going to dinner. It could mean going to the movies and, seeing bright colors and loud sounds. Like, just pay attention to you. Pay attention to what you need. Sometimes you are, Netflix and chilling, and you're feeling even more anxious than you were before because it's actually you're understimulated and you need a little bit of more stimulation. So you need to go outside. You need to put your feet on the bare grass and, get some grounding in. Pay attention to what you need. Ask your mind, your body, and your spirit, what do you need to be free? What do you need to be free, and how can I give that to you right now? So for me, honoring the fact that I've needed deep rest and recovery for a long time meant really prioritizing long spans of time where I'm not working so hard, where I get to eat different things and drink alcohol and see friends and family that I don't get to see on a normal basis. It means like spending long amounts of time off social media, and it's been great. I'm gonna look back at this time like, wow, that was a summer that I'm never gonna forget. That was a summer that I truly got to rest, that I truly felt free. And that not only is it enough for me, but that is all that matters. August really reminded me that my intuition, my sensitivities, and its connection to my body is only deepening with age and only deepening the more that I am committed to evolving, the more that I'm committed to this work. The mind, the body, and the spirit are truly, truly so intricately weaved together. And a lot of people want to talk about like, how do I develop my intuition? And they're so focused on like, how do I see in my meditations, or how do I activate my third eye? And people fail to realize that your intuition first shows up in your body. And I think I experienced that in a way that I haven't in a long time. In August, I was returning to like spaces, places, people that I haven't seen in a while. Being around things and activities and mindsets and beliefs and just like energy that I haven't experienced in a while because I've evolved from it, and being introduced to certain things and certain energies. I don't want to be specific because it's my business.
Sometimes my business ain't your business.
Coming into contact with like things that I used to resonate with in my past, now at 34, really gave me a chance to be like, oh, wait a minute, that don't really feel good. Like, I'm feeling something physically right now. Maybe I should say no, or maybe I should step away. Maybe I don't need to take part in this. Maybe I, whatever, just making sense of and honoring the way that something shows up in my body first, and feeling the ways that it feels different, because that used to happen to me before and I used to write it off as anxiety. It's not always anxiety. It is literally your body telling you, or maybe it is anxiety, but anxiety that's tied to your body telling you that you need to swerve right? Moving forward, again, I know I need to prioritize caring for my body in different ways, because with like shifting into higher gears comes, shifting your self-care. And, I'm doing alignment sessions again, intuitive readings again. I am looking forward to, losing this summer weight, getting stronger. I want to see muscles in these arms. I want to see muscles in my back. I want to see my abs pop. I love working out, and I haven't made it a priority this summer. So I'm looking forward to like all those things. I find that when I feel stronger in my body, my mental health is stronger, like my intuition is stronger. For me personally, I store a lot of energy in my muscles. So like even after I like do an intuitive reading, I'll like pick up a weight or like move around, do some push-ups, whatever, to like just get it out of my system and not only out of my aura, but like literally out of my body. So I'm really looking forward to like not only how I look and feel, most importantly, but how my spirituality evolves too. Moving forward into September, I am releasing Lack of Structure, for real this time. And I am calling in easy, intentional nourishment. So I'm going to make it a point to like organize myself using the platforms and resources that I have, like Notion. I definitely want to film a Notion tour very, very soon. And just let myself glide through, my organized pathways. We're in Virgo season now. We're nearing Libra season. Virgo season into Libra season is very energetically busy for me. And when I'm in my shadow, I can tend to obsess about the details. And we are inevitably, like day to day, we're not always going to be our higher selves. Sometimes we're going to dip into our shadows. And when I'm in my shadow, I obsess about the details. I may not get something done because I'm overanalyzing, whatever. So I want to make sure that I build, the proper foundations for myself so that I'm able to like glide through life easily and really reach these goals. Now pause the video and reflect on what you're releasing and calling in next month in regards to your physical wellness. Now let's get into the spirit, my spiritual health and wellness in the month of August 2023. I am almost at 80 days of my 120-day Kundalini Yoga Sadhana. I am super excited to see the finish line, but it's the longest thing that I've ever been committed to doing every single day, which is a big deal for me because one of the things that feels highly uncomfortable to me as a neurodivergent person, which is very different because I feel like when I talk to or come into contact with other people who are on some sort of neurodivergent spectrum, they need repetition. I cannot deal with repetition. Like personally, I cannot do the same thing, eat the same thing, wear the same thing every single day. Like it is just too much for me. I need space. I need freedom. I need to be able to like change and shift and be and exist in something different every single day. So for me to be doing the same meditation, chanting the same things, moving my body in the same ways every single day for 120 days. Like when I'm done, I'm gonna feel so proud of myself. Not only that, but I feel my aura shifting. Like it's so, like I'm talking about shifting into higher gears and feeling like, spirit is ripping me from one area of my life or one version of my life and into another dimension, almost like literally shifting me into higher timelines. I cannot disregard that I'm like almost at the end of this meditation and that this meditation is focused on brightening my halo and creating the life that I really want and creating prosperity in the ways that I really want to feel in my life. And so those go hand in hand. So like, I'm excited. I'm super excited to finish. I'm super proud of myself. But I'm also like honoring that I gotta really show up as like the end of this sadhana. It's coming, and sadhanas always confront you. Like yes, I'm focused on prosperity and like focused on like brightening my halo and my aura being bright, but it won't be unless I make certain things a priority. So all the things that I've been talking about prioritizing in this video, I gotta get on my Zoom. Talking about spirituality, one of the dopest things that I did in August was do an Instagram live with my mom on spirituality. Mami Martinez has been on my channel before. We did an impromptu Instagram live in 2021 where we got into a really beautiful, honest, raw, helpful discussion about mental health and generational differences and generational healing and the work that we had done thus far up to that point in regards to mental health and therapy and love and relationships. And
I'm gonna say this, and I hope you don't get offended by this, mommy, because I think it's very different. Like, the mother-daughter relationships are one thing, right? But the relationship between an immigrant mother and a first-generation American daughter, just an immigrant parent and a first-generation child, like an offspring, where like even the unsaid is expected of you. And I for sure felt that. I've always been a very aware person. I know when I was like acting or saying something that was disrespectful, something that was hurtful, I always came around and brought myself back to this. Number one, if I felt misunderstood, it's because my mother does not understand, and that's not her fault. The second that I understood that what my parents don't know is not their fault, my entire life changed. Like, it is not your fault that you don't know how I feel, how I think, because you're not me at 21 and you at 21, completely polar, different, you know, spaces, experiences, mindsets. There were so many things, like differences in our lives that changed how we communicated with each other from day to day. But the second that I released this anger or like resentment from my parents because I felt misunderstood and dedicated myself to like understanding how I can communicate what I need better, and she also did her part because I asked, which is very brave.
Excuse me.
I still receive emails from people telling me, you know, oh my God, that video was so helpful in me being able to understand, you know, my connection to my family and how to forgive them and how to work with them. And so while I was in Florida, I'm like, Mom, would you get on Instagram Live with me again? And she was like, for what? I'm like, I don't know. Let me ask people if they want to see you. And she was so gassed because I asked in my stories, like, if you want to see Mommy again, vote. If we get 100 votes, we'll do it. And also let me know what you want us to talk about. And most people wanted us to talk about spirituality. We got like well over 100 votes, like well over 100 votes. So she was like, you know, ready to go. It was cool. It was really cool. We talked about a lot of topics we talked about a lot of things that I was taught as a kid to never talk about. And so that live was really a celebration of not only our evolution as spirits, but our evolution as like mom and daughter, like our evolution as like leaders in this way. Like, I hope that we're being able to reach people who really need to be reminded that generational differences don't have to mean steeping in your generational trauma. Like, yes, we have generational trauma, but we would much rather try to understand each other and try to honor those differences and try to work towards, you know, a better tomorrow. And it's doable. It's totally doable. Like, there's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about my mom or my dad or, you know, my family, but we're just committed to doing the work together. I think it was also a celebration of my journey away from shame when it comes to spirituality. And I talked a lot about this in that live, and I'm going to link it in the description box for you to watch. But my spirituality ex shame story runs really deep. Like, I think it runs ancestrally for many of us. As a Caribbean woman, I was, I think, brought up in a culture that, yes, perpetuates pride, but also perpetuates shame in many ways. Like, I remember distinctly being told as a kid, not by my parents, but by my grandfather, may he rest in peace and I adore him, but one of the things that I was taught was, don't ever talk about religion and politics. And I think that definitely comes from the fact that he was a prisoner in Cuba because he did both of those things and had no freedom of speech. But like, what a contrast, right? What a way that I've healed and evolved that root of shame in me. Like, not only am I consistently releasing shame in my connection to my spirit, in my connection to spirituality, but I'm also assuming my position as a leader, like helping other people free themselves from the shame and guilt projected on by spiritual binaries. That's fire. Like, I love you, abuelo, and I know, you know, he's with me at all times because I talk to him often. I actually smelled him in my apartment the other day. But I'm doing this. Like, I am talking about religion and I am talking about spirituality and I am talking about politics because we need it. Like, things aren't the same way they were in the 1960s. In many ways they are, but in many ways they've gotten worse. And so we need the people like me to speak up, and I am, because we need it, because that's one of the ways that I'm meant to promote consciousness. Yes, we came here to experience love and beauty and pleasure of all kinds. And to me, I'm realizing more than ever as years go on, as I get older, as my wisdom uncovers itself, that that's what's really holy. Moving forward into September, I am really focused on releasing fear and taking steps towards doing things that I've been afraid to do for a long time. Not only because I deserve to express myself freely, but because, again, the world needs it. And I am here to promote consciousness in very, very distinct ways. And I'm gonna honor that. And I'm calling in, leading and doing it with love, again and always. Now pause the video and reflect on what you're releasing and calling in next month in regards to your spirit. Now let's jump into my 4 favorites of the month. I know I'm supposed to have 4, but I only have 3. And I'm not gonna fake it. Like, I'm not just gonna give you some random Amazon product, because I don't really shop like at Amazon unless I really need to. I'm not just gonna give you some random thing that I was gifted if I haven't tried it. I want to be honest, and so I only have 3 faves. The first one being a skincare product. I'm not gonna call myself a skincare junkie because it's not like I have a ton of products. Like, I'm not like a shopper. Like, I'm not like constantly spending money on things. I would much rather spend money on experiences and things that I need, things that are going to impact my life in great ways. But if I love something, I'm going to buy it over and over and over. And one of the products that I have loved for years now, like at least 2 years now, is the Advanced Snail 92 All-in-One Cream by CosRx. Like, I know that I talked about skin a lot in these videos, and that's because my skin is fully healing. I know it's gonna look crazy in this video, and that's because the camera that I use, I film on an iPhone, and the contrast in these phones are just bad. Like, it makes my skin look atrocious. But if I'm looking in a mirror, I'm pretty proud of how far I've come. Let's backtrack, because I did get a chance to do that this August. I got a chance in August to backtrack right before I got a facial. I've been getting facials at Silver Mirror Facial Bar. I go to the Bryant Park location. My esthetician's name is Meredith. She's really great. But I've been trying to get facials and backtrack and just try to think about, how did I ruin my skin? Like, how did I get here? Because I've never, ever, not even in puberty, experienced acne. And like, now I'm experiencing acne. So besides the hormone stuff, which is getting so much better thanks to the tinctures and things that I'm taking, which I talked about 2 videos ago, no more like crazy hormonal acne. All this, like, all the little things that I get on my face are because I fucked up my barrier, because I was a victim of trying to skin cycle. If you don't know what skin cycling is, it was a term coined by Dr. Whitney Bowe, who's a board-certified dermatologist. And it's basically creating a set schedule for when you use, exfoliate your skin, moisturize, use retinol, and then moisturize again, and just like keep doing that in a cycle. I had never really used retinol before. I tried once, the peeling never, ever stopped. So I stopped using it. And so I tried to skin cycle. I did it for a little bit of time. And I think what happened is that I burned my barrier. Like, I burned my barrier, your moisture barrier that keeps your skin protected. And when I burned my barrier, my skin started to become really reactive to everything and really sensitive. And so that's what I think I've been dealing with for over a year. And it's been really frustrating, as you can imagine, because I film videos for a living. You know, I talk to people for a living, and you know, your skin is your largest organ, and it does, you know, it is very connected to, can be very connected to your self-confidence. And it definitely was for me, as somebody who's generally very confident in who she is. it's been a little hard. It's been annoying more than anything. And so I'm like, well, trying to make sense of things and also trying to make sense of things with my esthetician, I thought, let me just try to rebuild my barrier. So I've broke into my cabinet and broke out this product that I had used for a long time, but I think I wasn't using enough and I wasn't using it correctly. So what I've been doing is making sure that my face is damp, taking a dollop of this, and it's very, very creamy. It's like almost like sticky. Like, did you see that? It's almost like, it's so good. It's so creamy. It's so, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. All that gooiness just like absorbs into your skin with the dampness of the water. Your skin just feels so supple, like just so delicious, and it's really, really been helping me build back my barrier. I'm seeing a lot less breakouts, I'm seeing a lot less pimples, I'm seeing a lot less dryness, even dullness. Like, it's just so, so amazing. It is a Korean skincare product. I did get it on Amazon. It's a really big bottle. It's gonna last me a very long time. It's almost 7 ounces. Absolutely recommend this for everyone. Like, don't matter if you have oily, dry, whatever skin, like this is so, so, so helpful. Love it. We'll probably never stop purchasing this. My next favorite, I mentioned it in my last favorites, and I'm mentioning it again for a specific reason. It's ClassPass. ClassPass is a digital subscription service that allows you to book anything from physical workouts to hair appointments to massages to nail appointments to using on-demand videos to do Pilates and HIIT and all these beautiful things that help your physical wellness, that definitely impact your mental and spiritual health too. I've been an ambassador for ClassPass since February of 2021, and I adore them. I definitely used it in August when I came back from the Rocky Mountains. I got a massage with my husband for our anniversary, and it just helped bring me back to life because, as you can tell, my body was in shambles after that. I also used it when I was in Florida to get a lash lift. If my lashes look very long and luscious, they really aren't. I just get them lifted. Because ClassPass is available in so many different places, I was like, why not steal my mom's car and go get my lash lift? The reason why I'm mentioning them again is because they're offering a very rare month free. So if you want to try ClassPass for free, I literally spend next to nothing on these appointments because they're based on a point system. So every single appointment that you book is going to be discounted. Make sure that you use this link on the screen or click the link in my description box. Sign up for your month free and enjoy. Thank me later. Really excited to use ClassPass as I welcome more structure into my life too. Taking a few classes, trying to get back into Pilates. Very excited. My final fave, I told you I didn't have 4, I have 3, but my final fave is really, it's just the love of my life. I don't think I could live a day without this because 1, it's beautiful, 2, it's so extremely functional, and it just honestly holds everything for me. Like, if I ever lost access to this, I don't know what I would do. It's Notion. If you're a friend of mine or you're a client of mine, or if you're in my membership community, you've probably heard me mention Notion already. Notion is almost like your notes app on steroids. And I know y'all like the notes app. Trust me, you need a Notion. It's absolutely worth it. Like, I'll show you a glimpse of my Notion pages here. I have a life hub where I keep all my stuff in, and then I have a business hub where I keep all my business and work stuff in. I have team members who have access to some of the pages in my work hub. I have a family page as well, a family hub where we keep all of our family things for Ava's school, money stuff, things like that, where my husband has access to those pages, and everything else is private just for me. It's so awesome to customize to be whatever the heck you want it to be. It's almost like reminds me of you remember having AIM and getting to customize your not only your away message but your little profile where you could put the little, remember AIM dollies? That's what Notion is for me as an adult. Getting to customize the colors and the pictures and it's just awesome. A lot of y'all have heard me talk about Notion before and have asked me, when are you going to film a Notion tour? When are you going to film a Notion tour to show us, you know, how you use Notion to build, you know, as like part of my foundation or foundation for my intentional life. I'm going to film it soon. I'm going to put it on my September filming calendar so that I make sure that I get it out. But Notion, this is not sponsored, by the way. I just really, 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 really love them. And I'm so looking forward to continuing to use them as I bring in more structure into my life in the month of September. Let's get into what I watched in August. I don't think I watched a lot of stuff because I was literally outside, which is a great thing, right? It's great. I was outside, I was with people, but I did watch a few things. I told y'all I was gonna start Only Murders in the Building, the 3rd season. I am an Only Murders fan. I love that show. I was really excited because they were gonna have such a great and amazing cast in this season, but to be honest, it's not giving much. So far, I am caught up. I think I'm on episode 5 at this point. I'm still waiting for it to give. I'll report back. I'm also watching And Just Like That, which is a spin-off show for Sex and the City. Also still not giving. I don't know about y'all, but these women get on my last nerve in this show. I know that they're older. I know that the writing is different. I know that they're not going to be who they were in their 20s and 30s, who they were when they filmed Sex and the City, the original one. But oh my God, like the way that they're trying to push diversity in the show it just feels so forced. Like as a brown woman watching this, I'm waiting for it to give. Hip hop just celebrated its 50th birthday, so of course I had to watch Ladies First, which dives into the history of Black and brown women in hip hop and rap music in the world, and it's been dope. I still have to finish it. I'm working on it, but it's been super amazing to see its journey. How women in rap music are just pioneers, and we be forgetting, and people don't get their credit. And how without women in hip hop, without Black and brown women in hip hop, America wouldn't have much of what it calls culture in today's day and age. And that is a fact. For songs that have been making me feel like this, check out my August playlist in my description box. I'm actually gonna link my Spotify playlist period so that you can check out my other playlists. I cleaned it up a little bit so it's a little bit easier to navigate, so you can find things like my affirmation bops and affirmation slow jams playlist, so you can see some of the other things that I have going on there. Like last night, I was deep in my full moon in Pisces feels, and I was listening to my song Survive Low 2 playlist, and it was just perfection with the energy of the moment. Music is just everything to me. It's so healing. I am so excited. Something to look forward to in September. I'm going to Portola Music Festival in San Francisco. Dude, the artists that I get to see there, like Major Lazer, Nelly Furtado, Skrillex, Eric Prydz, FKJ, Tokisha, Subtract, Masego, Little Dragon, Carl Cox, Thundercat, Sam Gellatree, Chaos in the CBD, like the way I'm gonna dance, oh my God. We'll definitely bring back some videos so I can show you in the September Reflections video. That is it for August. It was a really cool month to just rest and be, but I think September, I really got my work cut out for me. I hope that I can come back reflecting on a really productive month. I hope that I can come back reflecting on all the ways that I've nestled into this higher gear that I'm being supported into, not pulled, supported. Always remember that you are always energetically supported. You are always spiritually supported in any move that you're making in your life. Hope that you've also had the chance to reflect with me, answer some of the questions that I asked myself, answer some of the questions that I've posed for you. If anything has helped you, let me know in the comments. Also, I'm looking for a new show to watch. I want something to I'm not a binger, but I want something to return to every night. Let me know what you're watching in the comments as well. See you in the next video, and hopefully see you on Instagram too. Make sure that you follow me there.